Back in the day when they were the Oakland Raiders, when Al Davis was alive, they were known to collect a bunch of misfits and turn them into a championship contending team. The Raiders either traded for them or got them off the waiver wire, as they were either considered washed up or just not highly thought of. The Raiders won 3 Super Bowls in their first 24 years of existence with this approach. Then free agency started in the NFL in 1993, where the Raiders can get players for nothing, but they never had much luck in it. The players started to look at them as a team to get one last big paycheck from. Since Davis died, it's gotten even worse. It's getting weird too. It seems like the better, more expensive the player is, the weirder and more controversial the ending is. I know you remember right tackle Trent Brown. Former Raider head coach John Gruden called him the LeBron James of right tackles. I guess Brown being a 6'8", 380-pound athletic freak led to that. He was a hell of a right tackle his first few years with the San Francisco 49ers and New England Patriots. He only gave up 4 sacks in his first 2 years before coming to the Raiders. When he got to the Raiders in 2019, he was still good, but he played in just 11 games that year and only 5 in 2020. His absence in 2020 was due to COVID and the Raiders giving him an IV injection that resulted in an air embolism. Brown will play in just 16 games in 2 years for the Raiders. There were rumblings about his work ethic and conditioning not being up to par leading up to those injuries. If that's true, the Raiders have their fair share of those kinds of players. However, the Raiders have their part in it too with the air embolism. Would you continue to play for a team that darn near killed you? Brown and the team had enough of each other at that point, so trading him to the New England Patriots was the best for both sides at that point. The Raiders didn't have to pay him another dime. After Hall of Fame receiver Trent Brown, the Browns haven't been very kind to the Raiders. Remember corner Larry Brown back in the 90s? He's not a bigger part of this video because he was during the Al Davis era, and I'm only talking about the Mark Davis era, recent years. But after him came Trent Brown and Antonio Brown. Man, the Browns did a number on the Raiders. After Antonio Brown got traded to the Raiders, he signed a 3-year, $50 million contract with them. He didn't do anything for the Raiders after that though. In the beginning was a cryotherapy incident where he couldn't even practice because his feet were freezer burned. Then after that was the incident where Brown called then Raiders GM Mike Mayock a cracker. Lord have mercy. Then he requested a trade or release and the Raiders gave him his way. Brown was widely regarded as the best receiver in the NFL at that time, so here we go with another great player for another team doing nothing for the Raiders. It was literally nothing. He didn't play a single down for the Raiders. The good thing there is the Raiders were able to void his contract. The Raiders had to endure another bad ending with edge rusher Chandler Jones. They signed him to a 3-year, $51 million deal in 2022. That deal was a huge disappointment from the very beginning. Jones didn't look anything like the player he was with the New England Patriots or Arizona Cardinals. He managed only 4.5 sacks while playing on the other side of Max Crosby in 2022. Okay, good players have disappointing years all the time, so it wasn't time to hit the panic button on him yet. But right before the season opener of 2023, Jones flew over the cuckoo's nest. On September 5th of that year, the then 33-year-old posted something on his Instagram about not wanting to play for the Raiders anymore. Then he deleted it, was inactive for week 1, and struck again on X the next day. He made unsubstantiated accusations about owner Mark Davis, GM Dave Ziegler, and head coach Josh McDaniels kidnapping kids. It was a colossal mess. There's no coming back from that, so the Raiders put him on the non-football illness list and later cut him. They were able to void his contract too. And of course, here's the latest. The Raiders just cut Christian Wilkins after signing him to a huge 4-year, $110 million contract. He suffered a Jones fracture to his foot last year. From there, Wilkins had surgery, and last offseason he had a setback, so he couldn't participate in OTAs and minicamp when he should have been back. That made the Raiders want Wilkins to have another surgery, but he refused. When the Raiders team doctors tried to do their due diligence on him, Wilkins refused that too. Wow, who would do that to a team that just invested $110 million in him? Then all of a sudden there's an incident that Wilkins either tried to or did kiss a teammate on the top of his head. He took offense to it and told Human Resources, and his contract was then voided. That might not seem like a big deal to you, but Wilkins has participated in enough zesty activity to make someone feel uncomfortable about that. Then again, was it really that, or did Wilkins not have a quote-unquote clear plan to get back on the field? I guess it can be both. Wilkins filed a grievance to recoup his $35.2 million in guaranteed money. What's the overall message from this video? Build through the draft. The days of Al Davis finding a misfit somewhere and then turning him into a player that helps his team are gone. There's too much money involved now. Players can plan their futures on 1 year's pay now. And as for the zestiness on Wilkins' part, You can't dig in people's behinds and grab their Bozak in the pile. That will make a straight alpha male uncomfortable with you, and that's what most football players are. So if you display any kind of zestiness and try to kiss one on top of the head, you're done. Hopefully the Raiders are done bringing in weirdos in free agency. Thank you for watching. See you next time.